The Four Leaf Clover podcast is sponsored by Planet Celtic.
Yo, legends. Welcome in. Welcome to the Four Leaf Clover podcast on a Saturday night for a change. Just me and Andy here for you. How are you doing, Andy?
Aye, I'm grand, mate. I'm grand. Aye, very unusual for us to be on a Saturday, but obviously we were all either at a game yesterday or busy working or whatever we were doing. So I decided to do a Saturday for a wee change and get our thoughts out of it, which is good.
Yep. Carly, Plunge, all the legends in chat. Big Rad, welcome in, legends. Remember and smash that like button for us. If you're brand new, be hitting the old subscribe. It's completely free. And everybody watching on the Facebook group as well, if you can drop in to the YouTube channel and drop us a wee subscribe, it helps the channel out a lot. And a wee comment after. Yeah, welcome in, legends. Well, as you don't know yet, but started the game yesterday, me and Andy had a wee meet up on the Celtic way. Bumped into each other, had a chat and that. There's a Kaiser, like Kaiser's legs. Good model for a snooker table catalogue, my man.
And I've got legs that have just been pulled off of a chicken by the legs there. I think one of your legs is wider than two of my legs put together.
I've always had absolutely huge legs, mate. See, when I met Ange Postecoglou outside Ibrox, he just stood and stared at my legs, mate. He was like, "You play football, didn't you?" I was like, "Yep." No anymore. I've retired.
Aye.
Welcome in, legends. Thank you all for being here.
Take that away.
So, as I was saying to Andy just there in the green room before the show, Kaiser getting a wee shot at hosting for a change. Usually it's Andy and Nat who'll host and I'll just contribute, but I get a wee shot at hosting. And the first thing I noticed when I got into the ground last night was the increased security, beefed up everywhere. Stewards at the bottom of the turnstiles and that. As soon as you went in, already scanned in with your ticket. So I don't think it was like for people skipping in or anything like that. It seemed to be for crowd migration. When I asked the stewards what they were there for, what was that all about? Because I'd never seen it before, Andy.
Aye.
Did you see any of that, mate, when you went in?
I've got to be honest with you, I didn't notice. I actually didn't notice till you brought it up. So I never really kind of thought anything about it. But if that's what it is, then that's what it is. They're obviously thought it. I've got to be honest with you, mate. I know you're going to bring up the actual statistics of the attendance, but I wasn't expecting so many people there. I thought it would have been really quieter than what it was. So I was pleasantly surprised when I think there was a lot of latecomers. I think really towards the kick-off, it just seemed to fill up, which it does anyway. That happened anyway. You got a lot of people in the concourse now mingling about, and then they just appear. So there was a lot more people there than what I was expecting. So it was actually a really good atmosphere. The Falkirk fans certainly let their voices be heard as well, to be honest with you. So, made for a good team. You've got the boys there, where I was sitting, you've got the boys across there and the GB and then the Falkirk fans. So it actually turned out a good atmosphere on a Friday night.
It did, mate. For the 7:45 p.m. Friday night football, thoroughly enjoyed that. I think the official attendance was 43,000. So that's 43,000 people who had attended and paid $25 a ticket. I think that runs into like £1,075,000 Celtic made for that game. And that's no counting the sales on the pie stalls and the burgers and the juice that tastes like water, mate. So I never buy juice inside. I just buy water.
Garbage.
It is poor showing for the food and that. But
so that's an extra £1 million odds that's going to be in Celtic's bank account and no be spent in it, which is great for them.
Yeah. And another million. I believe somebody was talking to me as well, Andy, and says that the board had just paid out something like 1.75 million in bonuses. So like almost 2 million bonuses to themselves. Aye. So we had that coming out, and obviously we've mentioned before about the money being lying in the bank and how we had to pay tax on that money to the tune of £7 million. I know we love the tax man because it destroyed the mutants over here in my side of the city. But we don't like him that much, do we, mate? I often find myself asking, what wing does the tax man play on? Because we need a left winger and a right winger. But I noticed the start of the game, mate, when we kicked off, I thought Celtic were really at the races. I was really excited by it and came into about 10 minutes into the game and the ball breaks so far in the angles. I think it actually hits him right in the stones, mate. You've seen him go down, and it deflects to McCowan, who feeds it in to James Forrest. It's kind of crowded out in the box, and it breaks out to the edge of the area, and Callum McGregor has a fantastic shot that stings the palms as Scott Bain, who, for all intents and purposes, played quite well for conceding 4 goals. He made a few good stops. But what did you think about that, my man?
I agree. Right for the start, I think you could see the intensity there, the intention. They were right on tap for the very, very top, for the very start of the game. Sorry. So that was good to see. Always like that. I think it shows the intention for how they want the game to go when they start it with real kind of pace and energy. And I think we got that last night. Great opportunity for Cal. Didn't quite work out, but if somebody's in that position and having a strike at goal, you put your money on him, wouldn't you? He's done it so many times for Celtic. But really, really pleased with the start. I think it was the 10th minute or something like that, around about that time. We were all of them. I mean, we're going to get through the whole game anyway, but certainly that first 10 minutes, just totally on top. Wouldn't give him a second to breathe. And so I think it was a wee bit unfortunate there, Calmac. But Big Benzo turns up. Good to see him back. I suppose he spent, how long did he spend at Celtic? 8 years or something like that, sitting down absolutely hee-haw. So it's probably the first time he's actually came to Celtic Park and done something. So, fair play.
Like Kaiser when he goes to the gym, mate, go for a sauna and a jacuzzi. Right. Don't do anything else. That was Benzo's life there for 8 years at Celtic. But as you said yourself, it was good to see him turning up and putting in a performance, knowing that he has got goalkeeping skills and that. He did play quite well. As I was saying, mate, 13 minutes there, just in, after that first 10 minutes, after dominance, KT feeds the ball on the wing to Maeda, who gets to one of his defender, cuts inside, drives into the box and squares the ball off to KT, who has another rasping shot, forcing yet another fantastic save out of Bain. And I was looking at that and thinking to myself, this might not be your night here, man. I hope we get one in early. But the atmosphere in the stadium was really carrying us forward and carrying the team forward as well, which said a lot to me, Andy, because I believe there was a lot of season book holders who didn't take the option to buy the ticket. So there was a lot of fans who maybe be on the waiting list and that there, who got to turn up, bring their kids, bring some young supporters and that. So I think that really drove the atmosphere as well. There was a freshness about the stadium and a freshness about the crowd. I certainly noticed it in the section I was sitting in, which is just sort of to the left of where you were and above where Paddy sits. So I was sent Paddy a message and that saying, where are you, Paddy? And I'll come down and meet you in the stadium, you know what I mean? But the stewards were making sure that there was no migration of fans, as I says. But as I said, mate, that was a fantastic effort, and it's good to see Maeda really getting back to some of his best wing play, and KT and him linking up really well as well.
I think that's one thing they done last night is link up really well. That's what we're looking for. Very early in the season, they're still working on things, but I've been impressed with KT. I know they're trying to manage his time on the park and stuff, understandably, because he's going to be a major player for us this season. So we need to kind of no wrap him in cotton wool, but manage him properly and change it when required, you know. So kind of manage the situation, especially early in the season. We've got that many important games coming up, you know, especially as Champions League qualifier. So I think obviously the most important game's the next game, innit? So you've got to take care of this game first, which I think we did. So I don't even know how long KT lasted. Did they last an hour in the game? Or
I think he came off like the 67th minute or something like that, mate.
Aye.
He's in there.
But he certainly put a shift out, and you've got to remember, you know, it was really warm last night as well. But just when you're talking about obviously the opportunity for people to go and get tickets that wouldn't normally get a chance to go, which is great to see, because listen, I've been on the waiting list for 6 years and not had a sniff at it, you know. So I take tickets at any opportunity I can get, and thanks to Baz and Hoggy for the KT Celtic Supporters Club, who always help me out with tickets. Fantastic guys for the CSP. So a big thanks to them. Got to see them just before I met you. I went to get my tickets now, half Baz and Hoggy on the bus, supporters bus. I was waiting for the bus to come in. It had already been sitting there, so I was like an absolute fanny just sitting there. I had the Wainways as well. I had Katie Ways, so she was buzzing as well. And Baz actually gave the win a wee beanie hat as well, a wee KT beanie hat, which I was delighted with. So again, thanks again to Baz for that. So obviously the opportunity to get tickets, great. Friday night, it's very unusual to be playing at Celtic Park on a Friday night. Great atmosphere. So I was buzzing for the game, actually looking forward to it. And obviously meeting yourself, a legend like yourself, was good to meet you in person. So you didn't notice. Excuse me. You didn't notice me right away. I'm standing waving with you as I walking towards you, and you're like looking about, and then you started looking at a phone because I think I tried to phone you, and it rang out, and then eventually you clocked us. But it was good. Obviously, good to meet up. Good to get in Celtic Park again. Glorious evening, and where I was sitting, you could see the skyline in the background of the main stand. It was just beautiful, you know what I mean? I could actually see my house from where I was sitting, up in the hill next to Castle. Brilliant night last night, really enjoyed it. But I gone way off the subject. We were just talking about Maida there. So good to have the two kind of linking up very well. I think you're looking for that connection down that side as well. One thing you'll notice on the other side is AJ's been superb as well. He's not quite got that connection yet because he actually had a good relationship with Kuhn when it came to that. They had a good kind of understanding. Obviously, we've not got that anymore because Kuhn's not been replaced. And we're a bit kind of, we're in two minds who's going to be playing there, whether it be Forrest or Yang or whoever, until we get somebody in to actually take that right wing play. If it actually happens at all, mate, let's be honest with you, it's a big question mark over that as well. So we're looking to have the same kind of connection on the right-hand side because I think AJ and KT in particular, certainly for the start of the season, and certainly the last couple of games, I think they've been on fire, the two of them. Very, quite the same mentality when it comes to their attitude to the game as well. Very similar. It's really fantastic to have that on either side. I'd like a wee bit more solidity when it comes to the central defenders, when it comes to who's got, you want your best players to start all the time, obviously. We're not quite sure who's the best out of Scales and Trusty. So I think we need to sort that situation out. We've still got Pusey to come on as well. I don't know when he's going to be fit. We've went to Man City as an emergency process to get a player in on loan, and the guy's no fit, you know. So that's a kind of Celtic thing that we would do, which is very frustrating. I'm looking forward to seeing the guy. Do you think he's going to make an appearance in this European game, Kaiser?
I think it's a bit early for him, Baz, as you said yourself, my man. He's come in for that Premier League tour, having won Player of the Year down there, so we know his quality, and he'd featured for Man City's first team as well. I think he went on holiday. It seemed to have been a bit of a fragmented pre-season for a lot of players, with AJ getting married, Bernardo being away in international duty for the under-21s and stuff. So it was kind of fragmented there for a lot of players bringing in and coming up to speed. But I think Poosy's one of them. I think we're going to get to see the best of him. And it's always nice to see a bit of Poosy at play in paradise, mate. You've already said the theatre of dreams, innit? Sun setting over that main stand, hoping it's burning the back of the board's heat and melting their back pockets was the wallet falls out. But I noticed a couple of tags of Peter Lawwell and people saying Newman Jarrell's went up in price. That'll be him not buying that anymore, you know, as a 170% increase in the price of Manjaro. I think he's trying to sign a player called Manjaro for us. It just brought us right up there to about 15 minutes into the game, mate. I've got some notes here. That's what's keeping me on track. And McCowan, breaking forward, finds Johnny Kenny, who drives at the centre of Falkirk's defence and unleashes quite a tame effort down low and into the hands of Bain. And I couldn't help but thinking it's indicative of what we've been going through with the strikers. Brendan's been sticking with Adam Ida, who's been kind of ineffective. And Johnny Kenny's been out of the picture there for a couple of weeks. And he showed a bit of rust there when he came in. He was quite far out and he had a defender pressing him. But I expected him to take that man on and beat him for pace. I thought that's Johnny Kenny's main quality, is the pace that he has. But he unleashes quite a tame effort into the Scott Bain's hands, really, basically at his feet, mate.
It was certainly too far out to be having a shot for it. He'd need to be very lucky to score for there, even against Bain. Let's be honest with you, it was far too far away for the goal. I think it's all right in hindsight saying this, and within a split second you've got to make a decision. But if he cuts in that inside that boy, even there's players supporting him as well. Even Hod off a wee bit, he's got to get support. I think he just snatches at the ball too far out. I doubt he's any chance of scoring for that position. I think a top quality striker, nothing against the boy, but he's no top quality. He's all right, he's a good player, but is he a Celtic striker? No yet. Certainly not yet. He's somebody that probably needs to go out and loan and see if he develops good enough to take him back, then it might have a chance, but I don't think at this opportunity. Incidentally, just talking about Kenny, actually, I think he done overall. I know he didn't score, but I think overall now a couple of occasions where he had up playing stuff like that, he brought other players into the game, which I was quite pleased about. So it wasn't an absolute disaster. I thought he'd done all right, but wrong decision from that point of view in that situation, because as I said, he was too far out. It was too much at an angle as well to really get any kind of half-decent bite on the ball. Very tame effort, straight out Bain. Easy save for him. I think there was better options there. Even if he could have held it up a wee bit for the support to arrive, there might have been a better option there. But listen, it was only one opportunity in a game, so there was loads still to happen in the game. So I don't want to be too critical to him.
Sometimes you get that when you're playing up front, that Andy, I've had a wee dabble playing up front. Usually I'm a midfielder and an attacking midfielder at that, mate, so you can tell I'm no box to box. I'm quite a lazy guy. I was a Tom Rogic. Kaiser only had one lung as well, mate. But sometimes you just snatch, you think that's my golden opportunity, and you snatch at it when there is another better option on the cards. It happened later on in the game, that, mate, but I'll go on to that when we get there. Right after that effort there, for McCowan, well, it was 24th minute of the game. We win a free kick in the outside of the box to the left-hand side, and Engels rattles it off the inside of the post. I thought his deliveries and his overall performance, I thought was really good. Possibly one of the best performances I've seen for him in a Celtic shirt. And definitely, well, for the first time, really, we're seeing him here since competitive football started. I thought he played quite well, mate.
That was a great effort. It was really unlucky to hit a woodwork. Because that was actually for quite a tight angle. So he's actually curled it quite a bit to get it on target, hitting the woodwork like that. We've spoken about Engels saying that this season's going to be his most. We're probably going to see the best of him this season. All right, I don't think he's set ahead in fire this early in the season. But again, that is early in the season, so there's still a good bit to go. Certainly delivery-wise, yesterday I thought he had a fantastic game. But I think we know that, Engels has always been kind of taking the corners and has always had a half-decent delivery on him, which I think at times Celtic's really struggled with. The last few years is a half-decent delivery for corners and stuff like that. I think also when you've got a player with that precision and he can get the ball into a dangerous area, you still need to take a better advantage of the chances that you get. I don't think we do. I think big scales is always good for a kind of header in a situation where it's an Engels corner. I know that was a free kick that he took there, but in general, when it comes to set pieces, corners, stuff like that, free kicks, if he's floating a ball in, it's usually in a good position, and it's basically we've not got the player with the right mindset to be in the right place at the right time to take advantage of that. So we can moan at him as much as we want, but when it comes to that, we need to get players to compliment him as well. That's going to, take advantage of his insight and his vision of where that ball's going to. Players have got. I mean, they do it in training every day. Situations like that, so they know where the ball's gone. They make it. Well, you hope that they get together and say, right, what's the plan here? Where's the ball going and who's attacking it? A lot of times with Celtic, you don't seem to see that. So we need people to compliment Engels. But in general, that free kick was a great effort. So he was pretty unlucky there. I tend to go out and a wee walk somewhere doing talking about something else.
We continue
I will get back to to answer the actual question.
Filling the show anyway, Andy. You bridged it on really well there, mate, because the next point is the corner that comes in from Engels hitting the corner. As you said, it's something that I feel that the squad's lacking and has been lacking, is a real target man to hit. I expect Celtic central defenders, Liam Scales, Cameron Carter-Vickers, to be weighing in with at least 10 goals a season each from corners and free kicks in that are coming into the box, flighted into the box. But that brings us right into Engels just after that free kick where he hits the post. We get a corner for the same side and Engels flights the ball in. it was defended and headed out, but headed into the air. Callum McGregor wins it at the edge of the box, and there's that little dink cross in where Kieran Tierney just cushions the header back across, and Dyson Maeda gets us off the 0-0. He eliminates the goose egg, mate, and gets the first goal. What was your take on that?
That was a great move. Calmac, what a ball for Calmac to KT. And that's where Maeda is really dangerous there, you know, in that particular area. He's very good at that type of header as well, that kind of flying header. Not quite McGarvey-esque in the cup final in 85, but he's done that quite a few times. He's brave as well. He's brave. Now, a lot of players will maybe not go in with a heat at that kind of level that he's went in at, just in case a player comes round the corner and tries to boot the ball away and takes his head off. So it puts a lot of players off actually taking that attempt. Maeda's quite brave in these situations. He actually just throws his cell at the ball. He's done it quite a few times. Great move. Good set up for Calmac and obviously KT. Just for that nice wee header into Maeda and a great finish. And obviously made his first goal of the season. So good to see him getting off the mark as well. A guy who we are going to rely on this season. It's certainly 2 seconds, mate, because I was just get a goal back. So it's now 3-2 to the Zombies. So I'm telling you, mate, sorry, I know I'm getting off subject here, but their defence is absolute pish. You know, they come up against a half-decent team that really puts them under pressure, especially set pieces. We're talking about us in set pieces. I'm just looking here. They are all over the place. All over the place. The ball bounce.
It's a famous scene,
the ball bounces almost on the line. There's nobody there. The boy just pokes it in the back of the net.
Famous saying, innit? Strikers will win you games, but your defenders will win you titles. And it's interesting that you say that they're so weak at the back there as well. Well, we seem to be very strong at the back. I think overall, our defence last night, all of them who were on the pitch, Kieran Tierney, Alistair Johnston, absolutely fantastic in the wide areas and defensively solid. And Dane Murray had an absolute stellar performance as well, mate. I believe he signed a contract yesterday as well, keeping him at Celtic till 2028. I was going to mention that when we get to his goal, but it was interesting for me, Andy, that Kieran Tierney was the one who was flighting a beautiful ball from Callum McGregor, right? First and foremost, absolutely fantastic ball. Kieran Tierney was the one who was wide and flighting the ball back in. He Dyson Maeda once again in his most dangerous position between the posts when he's in central, and he's really he's a top class striker in my opinion. And we don't need to plough the world looking for a top class centre forward because we have one in the club, but because we're lacking in the wing area, Jota's injury out there, and Dyson Maeda is so industrious. He tracks back, he presses so well, he works so hard. It's really a hard ask for Brendan to put him central right now. But I think that's an option that needs to be explored, as we did last season. We explored it for a while.
Aye, definitely. Really? I think that's the only reason that he hasn't played through the middle is that we've not got him. Obviously, Jota's out to at least January, I would say. And who knows what kind of player we're going to get back. It's a difficult one. Paddy was talking about it in the chat the other day. Obviously, it's the tight injuries with Jota that you know he's a tricky player that does twist a lot. You know, so he's kind of lower part of his body is doing a lot of movements, and when it comes to injuries like that, the slightest wee tweak in the wrong kind of angle, it's away again. So I think he's got to be brought back. It's got to take time before we get to see the real Jota again. You've got to kind of almost wrap him and we'll introduce him slowly for that reason, because the last thing you want to do is break down, because the guy's career could be out if that is the case, no matter how good medicine is nowadays and procedures. That if it goes, it goes. You know, there's very little that they can do about that, especially if they've done whatever they can to try and help him. So we're kind of weak in that position. We certainly need reinforcements there. And that's the only reason Maeda's out there, because I think his best position is through in the middle. We showed that last season. All right, he pitches in with his goals for that position, but out in the wing. But ultimately, where he scored his goal was in the middle, because he's moved for that outside area. KT looks very comfortable there to supply him with even the crosses KT puts in. It's just no a player good enough to kind of take chances. Know that they're always on point, pinpoint, but somebody with a better instinct, and I think Maida's got that. He's really kind of improved when it comes to that, to be in the right place at the right time. Kyogo had it as well. We've not replaced Kyogo, we've not replaced Jota, we've not replaced Kuhn. So if you notice, most of the play for the wide area is coming for your fullbacks. For that reason, Katie's supplying it for the left and AJ's supplying it for the right, and that's ultimately what your wingers should be doing. But we have simply not got that. We have got Maida, but we certainly need reinforcements here. I think we spoke about it before. I think it's not going to happen, right? But hypothetically, you could put Trusty Scales and CCV in the back in a 3-5-2, and you could accommodate KT and AJ on each side, almost play as wingers, because they're doing that now anyway, and have Maida up front with whoever, whether it be Ida or Kenny or Yamada, whoever it may be. Maybe Ida would be a better complement to Maida. Just I'm not comparing them, but size-wise, Sutton Larson type of thing. But that's come back to old school Martin O'Neill kind of formations and tactics. I don't know if that would work. I don't even know if Brendan would go down that route, but there is options there to kind of change it. If that's the personnel we're going to be left with. We'll just need to wait to see who comes in until the window shuts.
I had seen a suggested lineup, more Martin O'Neill-esque, with the wingers bombing on, AJ going right down and KT going right down the left and getting those crosses in. And the front three actually consisted of Rio Hitati on the left, Dyson Maeda through the middle, and Ben Negren on the right, with Arnie Engels included in the midfield, with Callum McGregor and either Bernardo or Luke McCowan. For me, it would be Luke McCowan right now because he's playing such fantastic football. He was very industrious as well. He had a very good game. And just after we scored, Andy, there was a wee period in the game that I noted down that there's Calvin Miller forces a fantastic stop for Sinisalo, and then Aggie Man gets a wee effort that was tame, just like Johnny Kenny's. And then McIver, he got another shot that forces a great
that was Forrest that gave the ball away, if you remember, because Forrest had the ball and might to pass it inside the field, and nobody was there, and the boy picked it up, McIver, and had a shot at goal. But the boy Calvin Miller, that was a fantastic effort. I was just a bit concerned with that because that was on the break. They caught us, and we just seemed to open up quite easy. It was quite concerning. All right, you get a shot. It was actually a really good shot and a good save, but somebody with better quality. Did we see Celtic, Calvin Miller?
I don't know, Andy.
It rings a bell. I might be wrong, but it rings a bell. Anyway, it was a good effort, but again, a wee bit concerning that we were opened up quite easy on the break here, because just when I was talking about the rotten mob, the way they look easy at the back as well. And I know really we have been quite solid defensively. We situations like that against better teams, especially when you get into Champions League and you're playing better opposition, things like that you get caught out and you get punished for. But that's me just babbling on all the nonsense in it.
Well, it happens, mate, and that sort of brought us up to half time. Really, we never really threatened after that. But I noticed after we came out, right after the break, it was about 49 minutes. James Forrest forces a really good stop again for Scott Bain at the edge of the area. Really, really fantastic effort for Forrest. I thought, other than that slip, mate, where he gave the ball away, and that brought a shooting opportunity for them. And I think Trusty it was who pushed out wide and tried to shut down a bit of play on the far side of the pitch, on the left-hand side, sorry. He pushed it to the left, and he sort of just gets mugged off. He was too weak in the challenge, and they pass it by, and that's what brought the one when Aggie Man goes pushing into the box. But right at the start of the second half, again, Celtic came out with the emphasis. I seen Brendan talking about it after the game. The first 5-10 minutes of each half, really give it your all, really put down a marker of intent. And we really went after it after that James Forrest shot, mate. I think it was like 52nd minute with high press was really evident. We win the ball back. AJ drives into the box, an absolutely stunning finish into the bottom left-hand corner, just drives it right home. Fantastic to see for AJ, and fantastic to see that high press. I believe Falkirk tried to play out there for the back, and there was 4 or 5 Celtic players right up on them on the left-hand side of there as they were attacking, mate. So,
incidentally, I just want to touch on Falkirk here, because it would have been, obviously it's a cup game, right? So you're looking at them going, they're going to have a go. Now they're going to try and do something. I was a bit disappointed. I'm a Celtic fan, right? I'm a bit disappointed because I was impressed with them last season. I thought they played some really good stuff and actually came to Celtic Park and played very well. Even though we scalped them, but they actually played some good football. I was expecting Murphy, Falkirk, and you can say a lot of that's down to Celtic not letting them do it, but I think overall they would be disappointed with their performance last night because why not just go for it? Why not? They were adamant they were going to play football. Fair play to them. You know, no matter what, they had a couple of maybe on the break, long ball situations. Other than that, they were playing the football on the deck. So, you know, McGlynn was sticking to his principles when it comes to that. I just think you're kind of not doing yourself justice a wee bit. It's a cup game. Go for it, you know, because you never know. You never know what it takes is one goal to kind of rattle Celtic a wee bit and maybe they start the panic button gets set, the crowd go start groaning, and you know the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't bothered. It was just an observation that I thought, well, at least he's sticking to how he feels football should be played. Sometimes you need to change it when required. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, what was the question? I went off on one there. Sorry. What was
it was just about AJ's strike, mate. We're high press and
sorry. I just touching on that. Obviously the intensity. That was a Falkirk player that had the ball, and there was actually 3 Celtic players around him. AJ was right behind him, and the boy fluffed it under pressure. AJ stole the ball off him and just ran into the box. And an absolutely fantastic finish for him. Again, he's been in fire this season, AJ. He's really been class. I think we're really in a really good, fortunate position to have the KT on one side and AJ on the other side as well. Again, I play very similar when it comes to commitment. You know, that roll your sleeves up and go on with that kind of warrior spirit. Never say die. So I think it was well worth. Really good effort with Celtic to win the ball back there in Falkirk's own half. Surrounded that player, AJ ultimately stole the ball, and a fantastic, great to see him score. It was a great finish, mate.
Yeah. Really, that brought. For me, that was party mode then, Andy, right? I was chuffed with what was going on, happy with how we were playing, certainly happy with how we started the second half, and delighted with the high press, delighted that we were up there and winning the ball back. And we win a corner, and Engels again, we have a fantastic delivery that Dane Murray met with his header and gets his first goal of the season for Celtic, first goal at Paradise this year for him as well. Absolutely fantastic, a great cross, and it just shows you. I feel that was something indicative of our wingers. People would say, all the days cut inside. Well, when you're crossing the ball 10, 11 times a game and there's nobody taking advantage of it, as in a big target man in the middle, it's something that we've mentioned so often. And Engels' crosses were so good, and it's usually Liam Scales who gets his face in where it's ugly. He's not afraid of being hurt. But Big Dane Murray as well, I think he sort of laid down a bit of intent last night, and the fact that he came through the academy and stuff, he just signed a new deal. Great night for him, and great for him to get a goal, Andy. What did you think of that headed effort?
It was a great delivery. Just when we're touching on, obviously, Engels, that he can deliver a really good ball. There was somebody there in the right place at the right time and actually glanced it into it. It was actually a really good finish. I like Murray. He's a big unit. He's a big, solid unit. So great to see him. Obviously, a big day for him, signing a new deal, starting at Celtic Park and getting a goal as well. So that's a day he's going to remember. I think we'll see what's going to happen with Dane Murray as the season goes on. I think fair play to him. All he can do is do what he's doing, which is playing well, and just take whatever opportunity he can get now when it comes. So, you know, he's doing everything right at the moment. But I have liked him. It does look good. It does look a good player. We'll just need to see, obviously, how serious Brendan is about really keeping him in the team as such. I think he's always going to be in the squad now, it looks like it. Whether it be on the bench or in the team, but more than likely he's going to be on the bench unless something mental happens with CCV or whatever. But he seems to have took that Welsh role in the squad, you know. Hopefully he gets better luck when it comes to injuries and stuff like that, because unfortunately for Welsh, I think he's a better player than Welsh for what I've seen as well. Looks a better player, but fingers crossed he's got better luck when it comes to injuries as well, because Welsh was injured every 2 minutes, it seemed like, just when he get back in and he was playing in the team and get an opportunity, he went down. I think a bit of unfortunate, a bit on his part, Welsh, and the fact that I think he's made I think he's made a straw or something like that.
Paper mache Welsh is made, mate. Held together with PVA glue and newspaper. He tends to crumple, especially when there's loan moves and that suggested for him. He tends to come down with a wee shoulder injury. I think he learned that for Kyogo, my man. For me, I like Dane Murray, right? Big, strong boy. Unity, a lad. He's not afraid to get in there. He's not afraid to challenge. And we need goals. We need Celtic scoring a corner kick and somebody putting it in. Complain about it so often, Andy. I feel like I've been complaining about it for a couple of years now. I'm like, send me a big dumpling, send me a big heat ball, a big Jan Vennegoor Hesselink. There's nothing else in the game, but every time we cross it, he's on the end of it. Get me one of them, mate. I'd love it. Brings us right up to the 63rd minute, Andy, and pressing high again. We win the ball back. McCowan picks the ball up, feeds it to Yang, who just come on. And under a bit of criticism, he's Yang, but he was playing on the left-hand side, mate. He can use both feet. Really, for the right-hand side, he's not been too good. He always cuts inside, but he drives right into the box, straight run, and crosses the ball, cuts it across the area, and it actually deflects off a Falkirk defender. And we get the OG, I think it was Henderson that hit off it, who turns it into his own net. But for me, it was, number one, it was good to see Yang on the other side, because I think that stops him from cutting inside all the time, because I think his left foot is his stronger foot. He can use the right, but his left foot, I think, is his more predominant foot. So to see him over that other side and not being able to cut inside and just drive down the line, hit the byline and cross the ball, I thought that was quite refreshing to see for Yang. What did you think of that, mate?
Aye, that was quite positive for him. I've got to be honest with you, he has taken a lot of flack, and you can include me in that as well, and probably just about everybody on the podcast. But listen, you've got to call it as you see it, and he actually done very well there. He always looks very tricky. I think with Yang, he sometimes overcooks it at times, or doesn't quite get that ball in at the right delivery. He actually puts it into a half decent area, maybe a wee bit too close to the keeper on defence and the goal line. Maybe cutting it across a wee bit better would have been better for us anyway. But unfortunately for the Falkirk defender, he actually puts it into a bit that there's no winner in that situation when you think about it, because as much as you want to cut him back to a Celtic player, he does put it into an area where the defender's facing his own goal. He's trying to clear it, and he just pokes it into the back of the net. But I think Yang does really well with his movement and stuff like that, and actually you get the ball in the first place. Really positive drive for him as well. So he was off decent for the short time he was on the park. He actually done all right, to be honest with you.
He always is better when he comes on after one day as an impact substitute.
He has, definitely.
He's been tired legs in that. Sometimes his pass selection for when he gets his cell into good areas is abysmal. Reminds me of Mikey Johnson, that critical pass selection isn't good enough. But he'd done well, and as you said, mate, he drives the ball back into an area, and the fact that it was his run penetrating into the box that got the defenders turning around and facing their own goal. When you stick the ball in the mixer there low and hard, you always get that. It can cannon off a defender, finish, they try and clear it, and they end up scoring an OG or something like that. So I thought he done quite well to get that. That brings us really up to the 66th minute, mate, when Falkirk managed to get the ball. I think it was Tate who plays it through to Adams, and he just has a monstrous strike, just beating Vinny Cini. I don't think he had much of a chance of stopping that strike, mate. There was a couple of Celtic players running about him in that when he had the ball, but the young guy took a strike well, and Falkirk deserved a wee consolation goal at that stage, I would think, mate.
Aye. To be honest with you, Falkirk didn't really threaten us that much. That particular goal, it was Scales that was in front of him, and he just sells him a dummy. Scales thinks he's going to the left to maybe ping it inside, and he just flicks it with his foot just to get enough room to get on the right-hand side of Scales and fires it into the back of the net. It was actually a really good finish for the boy, for Adams. But fair dues, you're always kind of liable to lose a goal after you score a goal, and ultimately that's what happened. They scored 2 minutes after we did. Or they did, actually. They scored the fourth goal, when you think about it. So, 2 minutes after the ball went into their net to make it 4-0, they scored. So sometimes that happens in football, but fair play to the boy. It was a good finish. He done well. He done well to sell Scales, the dummy as well, and actually took it the outside of Scales. So I think maybe the keeper was a wee bit blinded for when the ball was came off his foot for the shot, because of that. I think Scales was kind of on his road. It was just almost using Scales as a kind of a wall, if you like, just to disguise that shot, but he took it really well. But last mate, finished 4-1, and you couldn't ask for any better, could you? Fabulous night at Celtic Park, actually half decent crowd, good atmosphere, good football, some really good interactions with the players. You can see every game, they look as if they're getting fitter, they're getting more an understanding together as well, which is good to see. So I was buzzing. The Wenger seemed happy. So it's all good, mate. It's all good. I was delighted.
Right, that's what I was thinking as well, mate. Sitting in the stand as the game wound down to the end of the game, and I was thinking to myself, fantastic Friday night, a nice bit of sunshine, nice beautiful conditions, nice and clear. Bamming it up with the people around about us having a good time in that, rather than people. There's usually my section, right, where I always end up sitting. There's usually a lot of Algians around about me who tend to moan a lot, and even that effort there where Falkirk managed to score.
I don't sit beside you.
No, I get it on the pod when I come on with you, mate. Even what Scales done there, mate, is what they'll always say as a defender is you try and show the man wide, force him away for the goals. So I could see Scales was shaping his body that way, but he just didn't get tight. He didn't close him down. He didn't go towards the ball as well and force that decision. He gave the ball a bit much time, and as she says, he ends up using Liam Scales as a bit of a screen and just flicks the ball to the side and gets a great shot. On the whole, mate, I was really happy with how we played. I was happy that we made quite a lot of changes. I was happy the players got to run out. I was happy to see Bernardo coming on as well, even if it was for the last wee while. I was happy to see him getting a run out as well. And then when I got home, I watched the post-match interview, and it's actually Charlie Mulgrew and that was down on the touchline, and Brendan comes out to join the interview, and Charlie makes comment to Brendan Rodgers' tie, and he says, "Oh, I thought you'd have a tie tied on your head this time." So I was howling at that, and I was like, trust big Chico Mulgrew. He's a funny guy. And I noticed Brendan's attitude, especially when they mentioned signings, because when they mentioned signings in any other interview before last night, he was a bit of anger in that there. But last night there was a lot more jovial and a lot of rumours going about that we've already got at least one deal done for one winger, unconfirmed, of course, mate, but a lot of rumours floating about the Celtic support that somebody was already in the door. It's already been agreed. He's already been paid for. They're just keeping it quiet till Monday. Usually they make these announcements on a Friday, but we're having a Friday night game. Lots of the guys who are in the know, in the stadium, lots of the boys and that were letting me know, no, we've done at least one deal. There's somebody on their way in. I think it's Balagwisha. They says is on his way in. But I thought the whole atmosphere of the post-match interview and stuff was excellent. Did you happen to catch that, Andy, the interview?
I did. I actually caught Brendan's presser before the game as well, and looked again a real change in his kind of demeanour. Very jovial. Was laughing and joking with the reporters as well before the game. But Big Mulgrew, by the way, what height is he? I know Brendan isn't the biggest, near as Tony Thingy, what's his face, Docherty, and certainly know that my Dodds, but he might, what is he, about 6'5" or something? He's some size of boy.
He's about 6'3", 6'4", Andy, big Chico.
He's big. He's a big guy, but he's always good quality with the banter, and I think that's often Brendan up a wee bit as well when it came to to have a wee bit more kind of positive, kind of jovial comments then, because then he's obviously talking about his tie and no having a belt on. Chico saying, "What did you have underwear on or whatever?" So,
Commando.
Sorry, mate, if you're about to say that. I've just obviously said that. But it was quite obvious the change in Brendan. He certainly looked in a better mood. That's for sure. But you can understand. Look, I know we're going on about signings and we're looking for better. He is stuck in a situation, and I did come out with something maybe last week, the week before, obviously, about comments he made and maybe he shouldn't have said it the way he said it. He's obviously fed up and frustrated himself. He's the one that's getting asked the board. You don't hear from the board about anything, so he's the main man. But that's why he gets paid the big bucks. He must know he's going to get asked questions, to make out that, I'm not saying he makes it, but that he has no on social media. He'll know every single thing that's getting said online about Celtic and him, and, so make no mistake that he knows exactly what the fans' feelings are. If he certainly isn't watching any forums or podcasts or looking at any written press, club, fan media about how the Celtic fans feel, then there is people that do that, and there is people that report back to say this is what's getting said there and the next thing. So he knows the type of questions that are going to be asked. So he knows he's no daft, Brendan. He's always got an answer for something, and it's never too over the top, irrational kind of comments. He's always well balanced, and he's certainly in control of his answers. He never says anything too rash. So he's aware of the type of questions that he's going to get answered. But obviously, a lot of that was down to frustration. Listen, we would all be in the same situation as well. If we're all getting asked the same question every single day of the week, or whenever he has a press conference, you do get fed up and pissed off. So, it's only natural, it's only human. But it was good to see him with a wee smiling and a wee kind of laughing a joke about him. A wee bit of David Brent going on there as well, wasn't there?
It was, as you said yourself, mate, it was fantastic to see the comments for Charlie Mulgrew and Brendan when he said, didn't he have the belt on? Reference to the Gucci belt, of course.
Right.
Charlie saying, did you have underwear on? It was like, what, the manager's commando, you know what I mean? Nobody can see that, that's under the surface. So I found that very jovial. I ended up commenting and saying, you need to watch when he's not got the laces in the shoes, that means he's been in the cells, because they take your belt, your laces and your tie off you. You know what I mean? But for me, I noticed a real change in the manager's demeanour and how he was speaking, and it did lead a lot of people into saying, well, I think business is being done, or business is being marked for being done, and Brendan's getting what he wants, really, quality-wise. He's not getting it as early as he wanted, but he's getting what he wanted. And as soon as I come home, actually, mate, I called my younger brother, and I said to him that the tickets for the Champions League qualifier had went on general sale, and there was actually quite a lot of them still available, still up for grabs, at £39 a ticket. But I says to him, look, off the back of that game, there's going to be a lot of positive atmosphere, and the way the team played and stuff, people are going to be getting into this game with real positivity. So I instructed him to make sure he got us a ticket, got his settler ticket as well. But I wondered how you felt about that, mate, coming off the back of that game, and how the players had performed in that, and has that changed your perspective when it comes to the qualification game at Paradise coming up this Wednesday?
I think, obviously we want reinforcements in that's going to improve the squad. But Brendan is right for a certain aspect. Maybe we did pick him up. I know you actually stuck up for him when we did bring us up and he said it's irrelevant. And you did say that's not what he meant. What he meant was, he's with the players that's here, he's got to work with them, and that's irrelevance. I totally get that. This is a game that's we shouldn't be worried about, but obviously the travel is a big issue. All right, we're not going to be, I think it was you that said you're going to be on like the Borat type of flight in it, with the cages with animals and all that, and it's certainly not going to be like that. They're going to be in comfort, but it's still draining. Travelling it drains you. Especially going out so many time zones as well, and then you're going through that and then coming back away. That's going to affect us in the second game. Why we've got to take advantages, because that's exactly what Karat's got. Is it Karat has got to do? So that's the type of travel there. I don't know what kind of funds they've got, what kind of flights they're going to be in for the first night at Celtic Park, but that's the kind of travel they're going to have to do. So we need to take advantage of it, and certainly the way we started this game is start very quick, with intensity and closing down and putting them under pressure. Hopefully the crowd is half decent and a really good atmosphere, and use that to our advantage. Really, on paper, we're a better team than them, bigger club. We should be, looking to our ambitions to deal with us quite professionally. So we need to, I think we need about maybe 4 goals or something at Celtic Park, just to have a wee bit of cushion there. Because it is very difficult to go away from home in Europe anywhere. anywhere at all. Obviously, get into the second leg, we want to have a half decent cushion because it's never an easy trip, especially out there to Kazakhstan. I don't know how far away it is. What is it? So many thousand round trip.
7,000 mile round trip. I think it is.
7,000 is a massive journey.
3,500 mile.
It's weird how they actually playing in European football is beyond me. They should be playing in the Asian Champions League. They're that far round the world. You know, it's pretty ridiculous when you think of that. But anyway, that's what it is. We need to face who we're facing. Bratislava would have been a bit easier travelling wise, but they weren't good enough to beat them. So fair play to them. They deserve to be there. So I think hopefully I get to see the game. I'm going to be at work, so hopefully it works out time wise. I can get to see the game. But looking forward to it. You know, it should be good. And I think obviously coming off of this victory as well, we feel good factor. The players, you know, every game they're getting fitter, stronger, and we got goals for kind of over the park yesterday as well, which is just as well because our strikers aren't exactly firing. So, you know, you need goals for elsewhere. I know Brendan says he's not interested in a prolific striker, sorry. And I don't know why, you know, because if you like your goals coming forever all over the park, why not have a prolific striker as well? And then your goal tally's going to go even higher. So I know he says he's not too bothered about the striker and how many goals he actually scores. It's his involvement in the play and stuff like that. So as long as we are getting goals for other parts of the pitch and different players, then I'm happy enough. So excited, looking forward to it. And I think we will do the business. Absolute faith in the team that will get a good result during the week, and we'll go there and take care of business as well. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, Andy. I just thought with the way we performed, and I know it is just a round of 16 of the Premier Sports Cup, but it was a game where it was a stumbling block. We've went to games before at Paradise, especially late at night and that, and we've tended to get the job done, but not really been the most impressive performance. I think there was a few players on the pitch. I know AJ got man of the match, but I think there was a few players on the pitch who had their hat in that round, in that contention for that. Kieran Tierney, definitely. Arnott Engels, 100%. I was impressed with some of Johnny Kenny's hold-up play and off-the-ball play, even though he didn't get a goal. I was impressed with Yamada when he came on as well. I thought he looks like he's quite an industrious player, worked quite hard. Impressed with Yang when Yang came on. As I says, mate, he took the emphasis and drove into the area. But other than that, I was excited about this midweek game, mate. And I certainly hope, I've not even called my wee brother yet. I'll need to give him my phone and make sure he got his ticket, or I'll not be gone. But I'm looking forward to it anyway, mate. And the atmosphere that's going to be there. Champions League theme music and stuff at Paradise, isn't it? It brings back all those heyday memories. And last year was certainly fantastic, mate. And I couldn't help but sit and once again dream, mate. Dream. If we add quality in the right areas, a few players, this team can go really far again. We can do really well. We seem to have the framework, everything's still there. Run about the squad, and I know we've lost Kuhn, but if we can add quality wingers both on the left and the right, and what you said about Jota earlier on as well was spot on, mate. I think when he comes back, he maybe come back mid-December, just before January, but I think we're going to really take our time feeding him into the squad and really make sure he strengthens that knee. There is always the option of taking him to the States and getting him pumped full of stem cells, my man. Just grow a new leg. Just take that leg off and just grow a new leg. My wee boy's in here as well, mate, and he's making a bit of noise back here. But I think that kind of brings us towards the end of what we were going to talk about in that anyway, mate.
I just want to touch on this comment, the slabber and cabbage, to get Andy's opinion on how Livingston have started this season. I couldn't actually give a flying fuck, mate, with Livingston's day. I'm just not interested in Livingston at all. I understand they've had a half decent start, which is quite surprising because I think they're push. But it's just a team that they just don't belong in the league. I'm sorry. They can have as good a start as they like. I think they've got a manager that's I can't tell you. I can't actually watch it with him in it. I want to kick my telly off the wall, or I want to think object plates and all that. I'm hitting off the telly just because his face is on it. I can't go him. It's like somebody's just dragged somebody out of the rehab centre and just fucked him in front of the telly and just talk about football. I know what I mean, mate, and that, and you know, I'm a Premiership manager and that, and I do everything in this club. You know, everything revolves around about. I can't, mate. I can't go home and Livingston. You know, are they actually a real club? You know, they've got no fans. Their stadium, they've actually got a half decent stadium. But, you know, they've got a supporter. It's not even a supporter's bus, I think it's a motor they go in. You know, with a wee plaque on the back window. Livingston, what is it, Mid-Lothian or what is it, West Lothian Supporters Club or something. Mate, I don't even want to. I've had to talk about them because I want to obviously talk about it, answer the comment. But no, mate, I just get absolutely interesting. Livingston, they're just, non-entity.
Yep. It's good to hear that your passion never dies for Hayden Martindale, mate. I like to hear it. He deserves it, so he does. As I was saying, mate, that kind of brings us to the end. Thanks for addressing that issue. Thanks for the chat, everybody in the chat for being here, right? Thank you very much, legends. Remember to be dropping those likes and smashing subscribe if you're brand new. It's completely free to subscribe. I know some of the people that watch are of a certain generation. When you say subscribe, they think they need to pay $5.99 a month and stuff like that. Completely free. All the activity on the Facebook group as well, Planet Celtic. Thank you very much for your sponsorship and promoting this here. Thank you for looking after us, and we're always welcome to see all the comments on Facebook as well. If you guys can jump over and hit a subscribe on the YouTube channel, really helps us grow. And the likes and comments and stuff, it really helps get us out to other Celtic supporters out there. They turn on their computer, they jump on YouTube, and it suggests us for them to come in here and watch. So that's about us, Andy, mate. Have you got anything in closing to say to the legends out there?
I just want to touch on the subs, actually, mate. Let me check how many we're sitting on now, because really our next target is 2,000. So at the moment, we're sitting at 1,943. Still got a wee bit to go.
I think the Premier Sports Cup's draw is coming up there as well, Andy. I don't know if they're doing the draw right after that game there in Murder. I don't know if it's already running and if it's happening already. If you want to take a wee go at that,
you want to
hang on.
That's fine, mate. I just want to, obviously before the draw comes on, I just want to touch on the subs. It really helps us when, as you said, it doesn't cost anything. You just press subscribe, that's it. So, and press the wee notification bell. You'll get all the notifications whenever we go live or put a video out. And it really helps us grow. You have no idea what it does, because the algorithms kick in as well, especially when you press like. If you press like, then YouTube like that kind of thing, you know, it puts it out to me. Maybe people don't know about us, it lets them come on and view. And if you don't like us, then that's fine. You're allowed to not like us. We're not going to force you to watch us. If you press subscribe, we're not going to send a team round to your house and tie you onto your chair and stick it on your telly and make you sit there and watch it. It's not like that. So it's either for you or it isn't. There's a lot of people don't watch any podcasts. There's a lot of people only watch one podcast. There's maybe people that don't watch us because they think they're a couple of bellends or a bunch of fannies or whatever. I totally understand that. There's
population of Livingston, Andy. They don't watch us.
Well, certainly no, mate. Certainly not. By the way, nothing against Livingston, the place, just the team and the manager, and the fans. So nothing against Livingston, the place, mate. But let's have a wee look at the comments here, since we're not trying to race through them.
Yeah, we might legends. Bringing the comments up. I like it when the chat is just as much a part of the stream as we are. User Paramount out there, as Jockstein says, football is nothing without the fans. You can play the greatest game in the world. If nobody's there to watch it, what does it matter? It's the same with these podcasts. If nobody's out there watching, what does it matter? It's just two guys talking to themselves. We try to be really comfortable with it. We try to bring these into an environment where the guys are comfortable with each other. Of course, we're missing Jerry boy. And Jerry. We're missing Big Jerry as well, and Paddy as well. And it sort of reminded me, mate, that Scotty had received a message, somebody mailing him and saying what a good job we were doing, and the fact that we are their favourite podcast. We are one of the ones where they come in to watch all the time.
Who's that? Sorry.
Scotty just said he put the message in the group chat, mate, and showed us. There's Celtic 88. He's got my night. He's got my night planned out. I had 2 bottles last night. All right, mate. Just calm down. I don't know what Celtic 88's problem is, but he accused me of going to the Sandyford clinic as well, Andy, mate, for an STD check. I told him I got the umbrella and a pregnancy test. He needs to leave me alone. I think it's just banterous. The guy's just having a laugh. Guys are always up for a laugh, legends. If you're just a bit of banter and a bit of a laugh, banter in there, it's all welcome. Thank you very much for your activity, mate. Make me smile. Yes. Every time I see the comments, I'm like, that makes me smile. Who was it? James Allen Wiper as well says at least Kyler didn't sleep in this time as well. Very sorry about that as well, legends. I did sleep in this time, woke up a bit late. That's it. We've just cut out Livingston for subscribing. You're just worried for my health, man. Thank you very much, legend. Yeah. My mum passed away a few years ago. I didn't know she would be involved in the YouTube comments, mate. You know what I mean?
I know.
Thanks, mum.
Back in disguise to haunt you, mate. I know.
Right. I didn't even know what the Sandyford clinic was, mate, when the guy mentioned that. I had to go and Google it. If it is a guy, I don't know if Cell 88 is a male or female. Sorry for assuming your gender. Right. I had to go and Google it and find out what it was, and I was laughing my head off at it after that.
That's weird. I didn't know what it was. I took my missus to the doctors. She was up at Sandyford for, she wasn't feeling well or something like that. So what kind of place is it, mate?
I'm not getting your wife into trouble, mate.
I'm not kidding. She'll kill me if she watches us back. I'm not going back on again. But obviously, I'm only kidding on. Right, Callum Davidson's get number 8 out first, whoever that is. I just missed the listens there.
Culture up, guys. Also, was it the clap or hairpiece? It was both of them. Both of them were fighting each other in the door. It was like Three Stooges syndrome, mate. They all get jammed, and I ended up with none of them.
Right, so we've got. Right, how are they doing this draw?
I gave it a wee Google there, but
nothing's come up.
I don't know if it's even. I don't know if it's live right now.
Right,
remember
so
the old dial-up?
He's lifting all the boys out the bowl and putting them onto a wee thing that's right. We've got Partick Thistle. Partick Thistle v Celtic.
Thistle away.
Yes.
Yeah. Right, that's no bad. That's a no bad draw. I prefer it a home game, but a away game is fine.
What's the next one? If I missed.
The Huns have got Livy or Hibs this year. That'll be Andy's two hatreds. United, Livingston versus the Huns. He wouldn't know who to root for in that game. He would hope there was like some sort of stadium disaster and both of them went missing.
Rangers v Livingston, aye. So
we have to do it all with Martindale. He just needs to get a bit of hair, mate.
I don't need that all, mate. I'll just drive through and get a real thing. Don't worry about it. He'll end up in the back. I better watch what I'm saying, but he would end up in the back of my trailer, believe me.
Drop him off in another country, mate.
Aye. I hope nothing happens to him, man. I'm getting my door kicked in with the
yeah, you'll get picked up, mate. Right, so we hung about for the cup draw as suggested by the chat, right? Andy slagged Dave Martindale. The chat slagged me. You know, it's all's good in the world, legends, right? I can't wait for Wednesday now. Whatever goes on, we'll be here on Wednesday. We'll be here for. I don't know if we're doing the post match or what way we're going to run it round there. But we'll find out if it's got in that later in the week, I suppose. Is that who the Sefco got? Hibernian?
Aye, aye.
You seen that I backed Hibs to finish second behind us anyway.
So did I, mate. I picked see Hearts get put out earlier as well with St Mirren on penalties.
Yeah. It's always good to see the Diet Huns go out as well, mate.
I actually had them in third with my league table. I think I might have had the Huns in fourth, possibly. Yep. I'm not sure, fourth or fifth.
Next pod will be Wednesday, legend. Thank you for asking.
Aye. Yep.
We are trying to add a wee pod on Monday, right? We do need more contributors. It's not essential, right? You don't essentially have to be gorgeous like me and Andy, but being comfortable in the camera, being able to talk, having a microphone. Younger people, hopefully, we manage to attract and get some youngsters in. I'd love to have takes of some youngsters, some younger fans, because they've grown up knowing only success. Me, I grew up in Ibrox while the Rotten Mob were doing 9 in a row. I suffered the slings and arrows of that, Andy, so that's why I walk about here with pride and a big smile on my face. I actually got a pick up to go to the game last night, and my pal phoned me and he says, stand at the front doors at Ibrox. So there's Kaiser standing at the front doors at Ibrox in his Viacenza, I thought, waiting on a pick-up, and you should have seen the amount of them walking by me and growling, driving by me and giving me the daggers and stuff, but Fear doesn't live here, mate. Cell 88, where were you? You could come down and stand beside me. I know you're fear for my health, my man. But,
I just touching on obviously the try to put an extra pod out there on the Monday. Kaiser, is that your handle for as it's your X handle on it, your Twitter handle? Yeah. Again, if MD's interested, just either message Kaiser or myself here. Or if you've got us in Facebook or no MD, you can contact us through that, or send it whatever way you can make. Oh, we're in the Discord as well. I should have put that in the description. The Discord.
We'll add it at the end, Andy. We'll put a link in for the Discord. Anybody wanting that's Discord chat for gamers. It's actually a really good resource. And we were doing, right, Legends, we were doing once a month. We're going to, when we finish the show, we stay in the green room for a wee while and invite some people in from the Discord who get to come in and chat with the guys, see how they fit, see how they like it, see how the personalities either go together or clash. It helps for people who are wanting to come on the show and stuff like that. Just a wee early meeting, it helps settle them down, it helps them be accustomed to meeting us. But look, as I said earlier on, right, if you're brand new, smash the subscribe, ring that little bell as well so you never miss a show. Anyone in here, make sure you're hitting that like button, help fight the YouTube algorithm. And by all means, if you're watching the podcast after it is already finished, you are still appreciated as well. Get in those comments, and either me, Andy, one of the other lads are always in the comments later on.
Right, 2 seconds, mate, because I'm actually going to try and put it in the comments, the link.
Yeah, no problem.
So give me 2 minutes just to do that. I just need to get into your live as we're doing it right now and add it in. So it should be coming up just now.
There you go. Links in chat there.
I don't even know if that can do anything. If you can press on that link and it will take you in, I don't know.
That's people on your mobile phone, you can actually hold the link and copy it. So copy the link, or you can hit the link directly and it will take you straight over there. People on PC, cut and paste or click a link, it will take you right over there. Discord's easy to join. It's very easy to set up as well. Just write in your name, either your real name or your name that you use on the pods is fine. It's absolutely no problem. We'll tend to recognise most of the people that are in there as well anyway. As I said, Legends, right, for the third time now, if you're new, hit subscribe. Remember and whack the bell, right? Make sure you catch new shows. Hitting the like button if you're out there in chat here. If you don't like us, hit the dislike button. It doesn't bother us.
Aye, fuck it. Know what to do. If you don't like us, fuck off. Pretty simple.
Well, any interaction's interaction, Andy. You know, hit the like, hit the dislike. Yeah. Either way, join the Discord. If you're interested in joining the podcast and helping us set up a further show, we can be on Mondays as well. Until Wednesday coming, Legends. Hail. See you later.
Well, you caught us out there. I wasn't even ready. Yep. Oh, sorry, mate.
Right, what? Subscribe, ring a bell, like,
right, I'm ready.
Hail. See you on Wednesday, Legends.
Thanks for watching. Cheers. Take it easy. Bye.
With the 4-leaf clover on my breast, and the green and white upon my chest, it's such a joy for us to see.